Right, today's video, alcohol, drinking. It is this time of year. Obviously it is December. A lot of people have been asking about how to manage drinking, how to mix alcohol with fitness. And I say that a little bit like that because alcohol doesn't really mix with fitness, but there are a few different things that you can do to try and help minimize the damage. I want you to have a life. It is December. It's the season where you're going to be doing a lot of that, a lot of socializing. And again, it is temporary. Okay, so we're going to try and give you some of our best tips, some of my best tips. Obviously, you've probably seen me before. I've had a lot of different events over the last few years, and being able to keep a reasonable amount of shape, should we say. I'm happy with how I looked, considering all of the stuff and the actual life gains and the life experiences that I've had along the way. So anyway, alcohol, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now stay with us. The blue, you're gonna hear us be pretty damn negative, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, this kid is so boring. But the purple, I'm gonna give you some light at the end of the tunnel, okay? So obviously alcohol drinking, we know the facts are, per gram of alcohol, it equates to 7 calories, okay? So protein and carbs is 4 calories per gram, alcohol is 7, and then fat is 9 calories per gram, okay? So those are the straight facts. Now, alcohol's bad, okay? The body processes it as a toxin, okay? Straight up facts, that's what it is. Alcohol is gonna be the primary energy source when you consume it, okay? So when you are coming into the gym, when you are training, for example, say there are probably quite a lot of you right now that in January will come to wanting to lose body fat. Now, when you consume alcohol, the primary energy source in your workout will come from alcohol if you've consumed it, okay? So you will not initially be burning carbohydrates and burning your fat stores. You know, when people say about training and being in a calorie deficit will allow you to eat into your fat stores, your primary energy source is going to be alcohol, okay? So that is one thing to consider when you are drinking, especially for the first 48 hours after you drink, okay? Now, some things that we know are alcohol is a natural diuretic, depends if you're American or English watching this, which is going to dehydrate your body and dehydrate your body severely, okay? There are lots of different things that do this. People take diuretics for different reasons, okay? Coffee, black coffee, if you absolutely can be a diuretic as well, but alcohol is probably the most extreme diuretic out there. So that is going to dehydrate you, which in turn is going to lead to decreased performance in the gym, decreased performance in life, decreased sort of cognitive function, decisions that you make every day. But we're talking on training terms, your strength is going to be down and your performance is going to be down. However, okay, one more point, protein synthesis is also going to be down as well. Now protein synthesis, I'm going to go a little bit sciencey on here, but try and keep it simple. If protein synthesis is down, you have increased chance of losing muscle mass, and you have less chance of building muscle. So whatever your goal is, if you are in a calorie deficit because you want to lose fat, you're probably going to lose more muscle. So girls, that means you will be losing your bum. Boys, that means you will be losing your chest. Okay, obviously it is very minute over one day. Okay, but throughout the year, if you were someone hypothetically that was drinking, you have an increased chance of losing muscle mass, okay, on all of those areas that you are training to accentuate to get bigger. And on the opposite side of the scale, if you're in a gaining phase, you want to get strong, you want to get bigger, you have less chance of building that muscle if you are drinking. But can you see results when you are drinking? Absolutely. Now the facts are, it is 7 calories per gram of alcohol, but if you are in a calorie deficit, can you still lose weight? Absolutely. Can you still lose body fat? Absolutely. You're almost going to be slowing the process ever so slightly. You're going to be putting, the best thing I can describe it as, you are going to be putting speed bumps in the road to your results, okay? Think about you driving down the road, the end is the goal, okay? It is a long process. Every time you drink, you just add in a speed bump, okay? It is not going to say that you aren't going to get there, okay? You want fitness to be sustainable for life, but you are adding little bumps in the road, okay? So for example, let's just really try to make it simple. If you have a 12-week goal, you drink 4 times across that, it might make your goals happen on week 13, okay? So how do we drink smarter? There are a few things that I've done over the past however long, or a few things that I try to stick to. Now the first thing is these cocktails, okay? All of the pink, flamboyant, blue, crazy cocktails, the porn star martinis, the daiquiris, etc. that you probably love are the enemy, okay? Now, we already know that you've got 7 calories per gram of alcohol. Your best bang for your buck is gonna be plain spirits, okay? Things like vodka sodas, tequila sodas, gin, slimline tonics. You know the drill, you've probably heard it before. I've said these tips before. That is one thing that if you are gonna drink, you should really, really opt for. So, I mean, I don't even think alcohol tastes that great anyway, so you are really going there for a reason. If you're like me, you're going there for that one time when you are gonna get pissed and you're gonna try and get yourself to that sort of level. Just shots, just vodka, sodas, gin and slims, that's gonna be better. Now, we spoke about before on the blue side, diuretic, dehydration, not good for the muscles, decreases performance. What can you do to manage that? H2O, okay, it's as simple as that, water. Drink more water, pre, during and post your drinking session, not your training session, okay? If you do this, there's a few things that's gonna happen. You're gonna get back to your normal regular self, which is gonna perform at your normal level. You're gonna be able to perform a little bit better, your strength will come back quicker, and you'll probably get to the gym quicker, okay? Not to mention, okay, quite a lot of your cravings the day after, hangover food and stuff like that, comes from you just being dehydrated, okay? It doesn't actually come from you, well, it does a little bit. Obviously, I'm sure you like the food that you're consuming on a hangover, but you're way less likely to have those cravings, to want bad food, to obviously think that you need them if you can hydrate your body as quick as possible. So one thing I would say, the thing that I do all the time, if I'm drinking every couple of drinks, just slyly drink one water, something like that at the bar as you're getting a drink, neck it there, and it will hopefully help you overcome the hangover as well as get your body back to normal so you can be firing at a better performance level. Now, one thing that people do all the time is they skip meals, okay? They try and skip a massive meal, almost starve themselves before they go out. But there's a couple of things I used to say that I used to do the same, okay? There's one thing that this doesn't help with. You are gonna go all the way through the night. You're gonna be absolutely starving because you've missed your full day of food before. You're gonna wake up, you're still gonna be hungry, and then you have got way more chance of crashing and going absolutely mental at your favorite burger joint, wings, pizza, whatever it is, whatever your hangover cure is, try and avoid that. One thing as well, we've talked about protein synthesis. One thing that you could do really well is actually have a high protein based meal. Don't worry about carbs, don't worry about fats. If you can obviously pull back on that a little bit, it's gonna help you before you go out. But a well-rounded meal, make it high protein. And that is gonna give you less chance of losing muscle, losing your gains. It's gonna obviously try and help that protein synthesis and ride it out throughout that night out that you're gonna go on. So big, high protein based meal before you go out. Now the next thing, one thing that you can do, and this is more for the people who are looking to lose body fat, stay lean, stay conditioned, whatever you want to call it, is increased NEAT, okay? NEAT levels. Increase your steps pre-going out the day before, increase your steps the day when you get up, if hopefully your hangover is not too bad. And that could definitely offset some of the damage with limited actual accountability, because steps aren't going to increase your cravings massively. Steps aren't going to increase your hunger massively. You're not really going to see the difference in your day-to-day rather than you doing a massive run or a massive cardio session, which will, again, want you to eat more, want you to consume more calories. But you can do it smart by just increasing your steps for the day before, the day after, and you'll not even really feel the difference. And the last thing I've put is moderation. And I've put a little lol there because it's not really gonna happen, okay? Now, everything, like we say, with food, with eating, with nutrition, it's always about in moderation, and I don't want you to cancel drinking out at all. I definitely don't. And especially at this time of year, you're not gonna be in moderation, okay? So doing all of these things is gonna help massively, being accountable and just knowing the situation. But again, if you're watching this video in December especially, this is okay for 4 weeks, okay? You're gonna probably drink a little bit more, but then January, February, March, you're probably gonna pull back and consume a little bit less. So it's gonna offset the damage. Think of this as a 4-month breakdown rather than a 1-month breakdown, okay? And you're gonna be absolutely fine. But again, using some of these tips is massively gonna help you, especially with alcohol, drinking this time of year. It's been heavily requested. Even if you do a handful of these things and just be conscious about it, okay? You're gonna make much smarter decisions in the long run when it comes to going out, okay? So apart from that, have a great Christmas if you're watching this now. Be smart with your alcohol choices, have a great time, and it's all about the life gains anyway, okay? Over and out, give the video a like, if you give it a thumbs up if you watched it, and subscribe to the channel.